Hey, how everybody doing? This is Free back at you, founder of the 40 Strong. We're doing the business entrepreneur. Shout out to the Hustler Show right now. So many people think like when you're incarcerated that you can't do nothing, you can't create finance, you can't start a business, and we don't think that's true. I've been fortunate enough to meet a lot of guys who, started their own businesses, have wrote books, a lot of different things. I myself have authored 4 books, so I'm thankful for that. I've learned how to invest, through my son, reading different books. I was able to start a business, pretty much, going through the state that you're in. You can get an LLC, so everything is accessible, and we just want to pass that information on. So today, I'll be talking to Osama, who's a young entrepreneur, as well as Guwap, who is a musician, who's also trying to get his music out there. And we will just be talking about what resources are available, what inspired them to seek that entrepreneur, to scratch that itch, if I could say. And just things like that. What you want to do is motivate your loved one. If you have a loved one right now that's somewhere sitting, order them a book. Teach them how to invest. Get them a stock book. Teach them how to do an LLC. Find out what their passion is, because it is so easy to get lost in here playing chess and wasting time. Like, prison is not a place to waste time. That's one of my most important sayings that I tell guys all the time. So it is important that we educate each other and prepare each other for release. You want to go home with a business. You want to go home with books. You want to hit the ground running. So you don't want to sit here in 10, 15, 20 years and then go out in society like, oh, what can I do? Like, this is the time to understand what you can do, the education that you need, and things like that. So I'm blessed to have these 2 brothers with me, man. I've been building with Osama now for about, a few months. I've known him years previously. We were at another facility, and I'm just very excited to be back around him. He keeps me motivated. I mean, he has so much stuff going on. So I'm going to, pretty much pass it off to him, and I'm going to ask him a few questions, and I'm going to let him share, pretty much his experience.
Yo, what's up? This Osama, the author, a.k.a. Osama, the bandit, a.k.a. Osama, the business owner. I started everything I did, when I got locked up. I got tired of being in the way myself, so that's why I took this journey of writing and all the business things. When I first got locked up, I was in the way. Like, I ain't even front. I was just in the way. I was just taking up time. You know what I mean? So that's how I got to where I was at. I was tired of wasting time.
Okay, that's the best. So let me ask you this. If we have some young writers out there, Osama, and they want to get into the writing game, this is something that you've been doing pretty well. We're going to get into some of your books too soon. But what would you tell a young guy or older guy? Like, we're not going to put a time or age limit on this. If someone's sitting in the cell, they got their tablet, they got a pencil and a pen, what can they, what is some of the ideas you'll give them? Should they write from their heart, experience? Should it be a little bit of both? So what would you tell somebody like that wants to get into the author lane that may not know how to get started?
First and foremost, I tell you to take it serious. Like, don't just sit there and play with it. If you want to do it all the way 100% and, like, be real with it. Be real with yourself. Do what you know. The best thing is to write what you know. You know what I mean? Ain't no need to try to write a fantasy book if you don't know anything about fantasy books. Most of my books are based off my life experiences and what I've done and what I've seen. So the best thing to do is just go at it. Just write. You know what I mean? Take your time, put your thoughts to paper, and keep it moving.
And that's what's up. Now, let me ask you this. How do you go about finding inspiration for your book covers? Because I've seen a lot of your work. Like, where do you get that from? Is this stuff that just come to you? Is it just your creative experience? Do you have a team of people that kind of help you, in an outside family or something? Like, how do y'all go about the creative process? And for those who may not have that team, is there something they can do? Could they reach out to you and possibly become a writer, like through your publishing? just something like that. Just something for someone who may not have all the answers or a team, like you have.
Man, first I want to give a shout out to my Husky Boy Empire team, right? Because without them, I wouldn't be able to do anything. Like with my covers, I come up with the idea and I pass it on, and they just go at it. They put their work in. And as far as like anyone who's looking to get information about publishing or graphic design or any of that, you can reach out to Husky Boy Empire, 1041 North DuPont Highway, Dover, Delaware, 19901.
Okay, that's a bet. I like that. Now let me ask you this: what do you got going on now, and what's coming up? Like, if you had to give a plug for, what you got coming out now, something they should look out for, any book that's been out that's really a smoker, let them know now, kind of, what you got out, what's coming up next, and where you are now on the creative side.
First, I want to give a shout out to my newly signed artist, Raceway Guwap. We about to drop his first single. It's called Come Through, Run to the Come Through. Then I'm about to drop another book called Through the Hard Way, Husky Boy Publishing. I got the clothing line, Husky Boy and Pearl. I got the cologne, Husky Boy Gold, the fragrance. I got so much going on right now, like the baskets. I'm about to start doing baskets for loved ones and people that's incarcerated, even people on the street, not just a prison thing. Like, everything I do is so that when I go home, that I have a running start. Like, I'm not just trying to sit around and figure out what I got to do and go back to what I used to be. So, like, man, I got a lot. So, like, just follow Osama the author. Osama the real one on Instagram. Follow Husky Boy, you know what I mean? And we're going to do everything we can to help whoever, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm here to just promote, and help uplift the brothers and sisters.
Well, that's what's up, man. I appreciate that. So, just to close it out, man, anybody struggling, they might be in the cell right now, getting this message from a loved one, someone on the phone who's hearing this may let them know what you said. What can you give? What kind of advice can you give to somebody who's struggling, looking for hope, looking for passion, looking for a way out, trying to get something started, but they just can't get their feet up? Give them some type of words of inspiration, because we both know that it took time to get to this point, to where we're now creating and being a part of the business, field and learning these things. But at one point, I had to get the information. I had to be disciplined to say, okay, I want to be better. You had to be disciplined to say, I want to be better. So if someone's struggling right now to get started on their dreams, even though they're incarcerated, what would you tell them?
The first thing to know and understand, life doesn't stop. You know what I mean? Being in prison doesn't mean that your life is over with. You have to motivate yourself. And remember, no one owes you anything. No one put you in this predicament. No one put you in this position. When I first got locked up, I was mad. I was mad, so I didn't have the motivation to do anything. All I wanted to do was be angry, argue with the CEOs and do this and do that, but it wasn't helping me. It was hindering me. So when I thought about what I could do, I had to start from the bottom. I didn't start out with my own business. I started out publishing under a friend. We published a book together, and that made me realize that it can happen. Anything you have in your mind that you think you want to do, it can happen. Don't ever think or let nobody tell you that you can't do it because you locked up. That's false. And I'm living proof of this. Anything you want to do, you can do. I have a book on the first book I ever did with my friends. I did it on it's called My Ride or Die Shit by K.G. Street. You know what I mean? And it's been on there since I released it since August 2016, and it's been selling since then. So, like, that's living proof that you can do anything. You just can't give up because you're behind the wall. I don't care if you got 20 days. I don't care if you got 3 life sentences. Don't give up. You can never give up. You got to give yourself motivate. You got to motivate yourself because it's possible. Anything is possible.
Okay. Thank you, man. I want to thank Osama. Appreciate that. That was beautiful. We do have Raceway Grew Up coming up. And I think what I want to share now is that, you know, the process of being successful even in prison. And now let me say this. Success is not defined by money. You know, because there's been many things I've tried and failed at in prison. You know, I'm not going to sit here and act like every book I wrote made it to the bestsellers and everything I've tried, whatever. Okay, let's put that aside. Success is defined by your intentions and how well you put forth effort. So if I have the right intentions to do something and I put forth the maximum effort, I've already succeeded. Because this is something that they're saying that we're not supposed to be able to do. We're not supposed to be able to write books, and we're not supposed to be able to have a record label, and we're not supposed to be able to have music on Spotify and YouTube Music and all the other outlets. We're not supposed to have a business. You know, these are the things that prison is supposed to counsel you out of. So if someone you know is incarcerated and they have a spark, a glimmer, anything that looks like, okay, they might can make it, they might can do something with their time there, push that, motivate that, nurture that. So more importantly, out of everything, it's not so much the monetary, it's the ability to have a vision, to step into that vision, and go after it. Now, I'm going to share something with you. I guess it was late last year. We had tried to, you know, we started 40 Strong Trucking through a few family members. You know, I'm blessed to have my son who taught me how to invest, and he invests, and, you know, he's been behind me and a few family members, and, you know, we were able to get a couple trucks, and we got the 40 Strong Trucking on the side. We got our DOT number, our MC number, Much Love to Sweet. Top Dog, other people who were part of that, Jimmy, Marsha, a lot of people were involved with the part of 40 Strong Trucking, even Kirsten, for holding down the 40 Strong while I pursued this, because my vision was that when men and women were released, we wanted to hire them. So we got the trucks, we got the box trucks, we got everything, we got the inspection, you know, money is going everywhere. So we're ready to go. We picked the trucks up, everything good to go. And the trucks just started acting crazy. It was this, it was that, it was this broke, the tire. Oh my goodness. It was a horrible experience. When I tell you that I lost a lot of sleep behind these trucks, I lost a lot of sleep. And I used to sit up at night looking at the pictures with the 40 Strong logo on the side and the phone number, and I had all of these visions, and we're going to get houses eventually, and we're going to get all of these guys and women who got these electrical trades, and, you know, you got the brick masonry classes, like everything you need is here, HVAC. So I'm looking at the vision like, oh, we're going to help people, we're going to give people jobs, and the trucks just would not cooperate. Now, I'm going to have to blame some of this on Ryder Trucks. Okay, I'm sorry, Ryder, but y'all really sent us on one for giving us these trucks that we're not prepared. But as life would have it, it was not the time for that. You know, and we had to send them back, and we were reimbursed eventually after months and months of strain and tow trucks and brakes and all of this stuff. And I was discouraged, you know, because usually when I set my mind to something, it will work. You know, so I really went through a phase of, I'm not going to say doubt, because I don't doubt anything that I can do, but I'm like, well, why would God give me the vision to get these trucks, and eventually let's try to get some houses, and let's rebuild communities. why would I have this vision if it wasn't going to work? Because usually if I have a vision, it's usually meant for me to do it. And I had to learn that everything that you want to do may not happen the way you want it to happen. But that does not make you a failure. We got the trucks. We got the names on them. We got everything, inspection stickers. We got DMV paper, tags, title. The job was done. It just was not the time. So, as fate would have it, I backed away. It took me time to get over it. I'm not going to lie. Early this year, I was a mess. Like, people that know me best, like, it bothered me because I had, a few guys that were coming home that I told them we can get them jobs, and people are reaching out to us. Like, my son can drive trucks, and, it bothered me because you want to create something that's lasting, something for us, something that can make men and women coming home proud. Like, the 40 Strong created this for us to have jobs. Like, why wouldn't I want that to work? That it wasn't my time. So 40 Strong Trucking, it may happen next year, but it wasn't meant to be earlier this year. So this is the thing. If you have someone who is really, really inspired, that have any hope, any glimmer, that has a talent, they can draw, they can sing, they're good at investing, they can come home and start a small business, doing lawn.
You have 1 minute remaining.
Yeah, don't worry about that. You know how time is. But anything that they make and do, nurture that, inspire that. And, I wanted to share that. I don't like sharing that story because I felt like I failed for a while. I am over it now, but me sharing it makes me feel better even more. And we're good. So we're about to go with my man, Raceway Guwap, great musician. I'm about to get him on here and let him go ahead and introduce himself. And, this is the Entrepreneur Show. This is free with the 40 Strong. Hey, everybody. So I got my man, Raceway Guwap with me, really. And we about to give y'all a little bit of education on this music, man. This is my guy, man. As soon as he came to the pod, we clicked. We've been linked up ever since. I love his music, man. I had Osama on there earlier. They working together on some good music. They got a single out. We're going to drop the single late after the show. We're going to put that out there for y'all. But Raceway Guwap here, I'm going to give him a little bit, let him tell you about himself, how old he is, where he's from, and why he got into music.
Yo, this is Raceway Guwap, man. Y'all know how the fuck I'm coming, man. I'm from Martinsville, Virginia, man. I grew up out in North Virginia. You know what I mean? I've been doing this music all my life. You know what I mean? This is my passion, this is my love for it, you know what I mean? And my favorite rappers, the people that really got me into the music, I would say Mo3, Boosie, and Life Tennis. You know what I'm saying? And I just want all y'all to stay supporting me, man. Stay supporting Uncle Free, man. You know how we coming from the bottom, man. We get to the top. We're going to keep pushing to the end, man. Can't let stop us but the closed casket, man. You know what I mean? I'm going to let Uncle Free get back on here, man. I'll let y'all, man. I appreciate y'all support, man. Keep looking out for Raceway Guwap, man. Raceway Guwap, man.
That's what's up. So, I want you to tell everybody about the new project, man. You and Osama got going. And just give them a little bit about the music, you know what I'm saying, what your vision is for it, who you wanted to reach. Just give them a little bit about what the project going to be about, how many songs you've been working on, and what y'all got planned for it.
All right, first, man, we dropping a 7-song EP, man. 7-song EP called The Kingdom of Raceway. And my vision for this music is I just want to attract a lot of people, man, that's like me that came from the trenches, you know what I mean, and really didn't have nothing. And all they had was music to get them away, you know what I mean? And I feel like that's why I'm taking it with my music, you know what I mean? I feel like my music gonna touch a lot of people, I don't just rap, I sing and rap. So it's gonna touch a whole different culture, you know what I mean?
Now I want you to also, we're gonna address one thing. For dudes that's locked up, man, and they got us ready to do music, I know, everybody can't be Tory Lanez, but what can they do? Can they stay sharpening up their lyrics? Do they find production on the street? Like, what can you do even though you locked up? What do you do to keep your music going, and what should they be doing to try to get their voice heard?
Always let people hear your music, man. Always put your best foot forward. If you are good at freestyling, don't stop freestyling. If you're good at writing, don't stop writing. If you're not good at writing, you got it's lanes for everybody. You You know, I tell people this all the time, man. When you sign, and I'm not Lil Durk, so Lil Durk's fan base might not like my music. You know what I mean? Gucci Man fan base might not like my music, but Rod Wave fan base might like it. You know what I mean? Got to break it into songs, so never stop pushing where you at with this. If you like I said, you good at freestyle, keep freestyling. You good at writing, keep pushing forward.
Appreciate that. Now, before I let you go, man, you know you got to give something live, man. You know, my man be going around the pod all day singing, everybody be on him, like make a song, like he can do it on delivery. He stands and deliver. We are going to drop the new single. The new single, we're going to play that at the end of the show, but I want you to give him something to take with him, man. As we close the show, man, give him some little freestyle, whatever you got, just give him something to take with him.
You ain't gonna meet too many niggas like me, yeah. Whether you down or you up, no, I don't give a. You ain't gonna meet too many niggas like me, yeah. If you can do for me, you can't do for yourself. I'm always there to help, yeah. Trials and tribulations, getting locked up. Ask a man to put you on with him. She asked you how much time you got it. You ain't have a super in your box, you know it's time to plot it. Mom asked to put some on the rim, but now your face was shot. Whole lot of people left me, yeah. I ain't think that girl was gonna leave. Niggas tell me out, I wear my heart up on my sleeve. Can't wait to get back out there and touch them streets, yeah.
Hey, man, thank you for that. I appreciate you. We really appreciate Raceway Guwap for coming through, Osama. I like to highlight it, man. You know, like, I just believe that when people have a voice, you know, they should be heard. When people have talent, inspiration, I believe that they should be heard. You know, so I'm thankful that he could come through, bless us. You know, for anybody who have children, we will put a parental advisory up before this, because we don't want any children walking up on the lyrics if it wasn't appropriate. But it's pain. Like, you know, I can't. One thing I don't do with our members is I don't judge. You know, we have black members, white members, we have Hispanic members, Asian members, we have Catholic members, Christian members, Muslim members, gang members. Like, the 40 Strong is for everybody who wants to be better. That means that if you want to be better as a person, if you want to learn how to educate yourself, prepare yourself to be a better father, a better husband, a better wife, whatever that may be, we want you to be a member with us. So I thank these guys for sharing their entrepreneurship from behind here. If you have a loved one, motivate them. Like I told you, I gave you my story about the trucks. I didn't want to share that. I considered it a failure at first until I learned that even with failures, there's a lesson. There is a lesson even with failures. We just have to be willing to face it, take those lessons, and then apply them to our next endeavor. So I am so thankful that I have been given creativity. I'm thankful for having vision, for seeing things that can be done and being willing to step out and do it. So I appreciate everyone who is listening. Please share this, like it, get somebody else to sign up. You know, we want 40 Minutes with 40 to be heard, whether they're in Pittsburgh, California. You know, like we like to say, a special shout out to all the prisons around the country. We want to motivate each other. We're pushing for nonviolence. I put out a nonviolent call here in River North. Violence has reduced at least 60%. There has been no assaults or fights in this building. I'm in D building. And right now, you know, we're just focused. We're focused on being better. We got these man time classes. We got financial literacy classes. We got a guy that's teaching Spanish. So it's the movement. You know, so I thank y'all again for joining this entrepreneurship. Please motivate your loved one. You can run a business. They can get an LLC. Teach them how to balance their money, how to save money, how to know what your credit report is. They can get their credit report. I got my credit report, Equifax, TransUnion, they can get it. So let's prepare each other to return. You know, so this is what it's about. It's about uplifting each other. You know, let's get each other a little bit of push. You know, if you have a loved one that's in, play this for them. Inspire them. I thank y'all so much for listening. And without further ado, I give you the Raceway Guwap new single. Thank you. This is free.
founder of the 40 Strong. Hello, everybody. Unfortunately, the new single by Raceway Guwap was not available. We are looking to receive it within the next few days, and we will post it as soon as we can. Please continue to support those inside who are doing positive things and trying to return to society as an asset. Thank you so much. To all entrepreneurs, all people in prison, jails, that have a dream or a vision, you can do it. Put your mind to it, make a plan, and go get it. Thank you. This is the 40 Strong. Hello. How are you? Are you keeping up with current events? Have you been watching the news? Where do you get your news? YouTube, the internet, ABC, Fox. 40 Strong News will bring you comprehensive coverage of all the issues that are troubling today's America. We will look at it from a realistic view and give you our opinion. 40 Strong News will give you the truth. Please stay tuned. 40 Strong News coming soon.